Your journey can only begin when the self-doubts stop. The first step is harnessing your bravery within. Believing in you is your host, John Williams. Hello and good day to you all. My name is Sean, and I'd like to thank you for tuning in to another Hodge episode of Bravery Within. I can't thank you enough for tuning into my podcast and listening to everything that I talk about. This is a new offshoot of the regular episodes and stuff there, and so far everybody seems to be liking them. So I've actually been hearing over the past couple weeks and stuff there, some folks there have gotten a hold of me and stuff there, and they're kind of struggling right now, trying to get through their weight loss journey due to stress, due to work, due to home. There's so much going on right now that it's really, really hard to keep a positive attitude. So I thought for the second episode 2, I am going to call this one here, Please Don't Give Up. I know that sounds kind of weird and stuff there, but I know there's a lot of folks that are struggling right now trying to get through things. You're struggling to get through work, struggling trying to pay bills, trying to put food on the table, trying to keep a relationship going when you're trying to go 15 different ways. You know, the kiddos need things, even the fur kids and stuff there, they need things. There's so much going on. And it's very, very easy to focus on the negatives of everything because you're down and stuff. You're going through, your weight loss journey. There's hormone changes. There's chemical changes. There's all kinds of things going on inside your body, and then you've got all of the stuff that's going on outside that you're trying to process and contend with. I know it's tough out there. I'm not arguing that point whatsoever. I'm just like you guys there and stuff there. I struggle on a daily basis as well, trying to get through the day, worrying about things. Like I said, worried about paying the bills, worried about is there enough money in the checking account? Is something going to break down at home? Is Willow going to be okay there, or have to take her to the vet? Or, there's all kinds of stress. Then on top of it all, then you add on, if some of you are parents, you have kids, and that right there is a stress all by itself that never seems to go away. So there are just so many things that you could focus on the negatives. I was really worried because I've actually had a few people that have gotten a hold of me and stuff there, and they said, you know what, I can't do my weight loss journey anymore. It's just too difficult. I don't know where to turn anymore. I'm used to using food as my comfort, so I eat my feelings. That helps me get through the stress. There's a lot going on, and I understand. There's no doubt about it. Almost every day I struggle with, okay, well, I would, this was a bad day, or this bothered me, or, it can be something simple as just having a bad dream, something that upsets you. On the rare occasions that I actually get to sleep, it seems like all I ever have as nightmares. And then you sit there and you have a nightmare, and here it is 12:30 at night, and you got to be, well, for me, I got to be up at 4 a.m. so I can get ready for work. And I can't go back to sleep most of the time. So then it bothers me, and then I sit there and I stress out saying I need to get some rest. And so then my first thought was, okay, well, let me go get a cookie out of the cupboard, or let me go get a brownie or something like that there, so that way I feel better. Well, I can't do that anymore. That's the bad part. And I'm hearing so many folks struggling out there trying to get through day to day and stuff. Just know that it's worth it. Remember, I'm down 200 pounds. That's all been done in 16 months. There's hard days. I wish I could tell you that there isn't going to be hard days. But one thing that I started this podcast for is I wanted to be somebody's cheerleader. I wanted to be there for somebody. I may not be able to be there physically, but I can be there spiritually. I can be there talking to you through your speakers and hopefully, giving you some motivation, a little bit of hope that please don't give up. I mean, I don't want to see you after you've come this far. Probably if you're just starting on your own weight loss journey, keep in mind the first 3 weeks are the most difficult. That's when you have to establish new habits. You're going through changes of what you're eating. Some of you out there and stuff there have worked in exercise. There's a lot going on. You've really upset your life and stuff there, to make these changes. And that's amazing. Be so proud of that. I know you're strong. I know you've got this. But you got to focus on the positives a little bit, and remember to always look around. There's always something to try to help you through those rough times. And I'm not trying to be conceited, but I'm hoping that maybe in my podcast there will help you a little bit, help keep you motivated, and to let you know that you're not the only one struggling out there. I'm right there beside you. We're struggling together. It's just there's a lot going on, and this is my way of trying to help you. It's to say it's going to be okay. We will get through this. Time isn't going to stop. I mean, I understand, like I had one friend here and stuff here. He just lost his brother. So I've been trying to stay close to that one there and to help him through, this most difficult time. I've lost both of my parents, so I understand when you lose a loved one like that, how deep it hurts. And it's like, oh, this is never going to heal. And honestly, I don't think it will ever fully heal. At best, it's going to be probably like a scab that you pick up once in a while because of the pain. But the pain will diminish. It will go down, and the days will get a little bit easier. But it's just, I mean, I know all the stress is out there, but it's just not a good reason to give up on the weight loss journey. I have my own fair share of times that it's like, you know what, I'm just going to chuck this out the window and I'm done. I can't do this anymore. I'm sick and tired of counting calories. I am so tired of the muscle aches and the joint aches and everything there. But after it takes a few minutes, I go and I sit in my chair, and sometimes I'll put on my classical music, and I'll just and I turn it up loud so it basically reverberates through my body and everything else to let me know that, hey, you're still alive, everything is still working. Just breathe. It'll be okay. You will get through this. And I find personally, and whatever music, whatever works for you, some of you might do yoga, some of you might meditate, some of you might just go as something as simple as going to the park and just sitting and relaxing. But for me, sitting in my chair and cranking up the music with my classical music and stuff there really, really helps. It helps simmer me down, and it allows my mind to basically kick back in again, so I'm not just running on feelings. And okay, I got this. Okay, now what can I do different so I keep running into this wall? So I just want to let you know there are other tools that you can use there besides just always basically going back to food to eat your feelings and stuff there. And I still struggle with it. Like I said, I am still going through my weight loss journey as well. I am still learning. I'm fortunate that I have friends out there that I can talk to when I really need to. They come talk to me when they're having their down days. I've got a new friend that I've been talking to. He's been helping me through a few things. Being an introvert, I haven't actually said I made a new friend in a long time. I just stay very closed off, and given my age and stuff, most everybody that I know is younger, so they kind of look up to me. So I have to stay strong for them, help them through, be their rock all the time and stuff there. But and they've said many times, nobody, no man is an island, and they're correct. I'm not arguing that whatsoever. But when you're older, it's kind of your responsibility to kind of look out for the younger folks and stuff there. And I enjoy it. I love my family. I love my friends, and I can't imagine never being there for them. They're wonderful. I am so happy about it. And what they don't know is they give me strength in return. So that way, when I have bad days, like what you might be going through today, that helps me to keep going. That helps me to dig a little deeper, to pull my boots back on again and say, okay, I got this. I can get up out of my chair now. I can shut my music off. Typically, I'll throw on some 80s or something like that, something to get me moving again, or 90s or something like that there. And it allows me to take another run at life. Sometimes you just have to step back for just a minute, and you just have to breathe, allow everything to come down. Some people call it, getting your Zen on. However you want to classify it. Remember, I'm old, so I'm probably not using the terminology right. But I find that sometimes you just have to back off, give yourself 20 minutes, a half hour, whatever it is, and just shut down for a little bit. It allows... I found it's kind of like a recalibration. for my mind and my body and everything that I'm going through. So what I do during that time is I just allow myself to sometimes feel, sometimes I don't, sometimes I just let my mind just go away. I'll drift away. I may be sitting on some mountaintop, or having my dream log home where there's nobody around and I've got 20 corgis running around there and stuff. That I kind of go into those places because it allows your mind to just take a break for a little bit. I mean, we all have bad days at work, we have bad days at home, somebody may have upset us, and it could be a family member, it could be a friend, could be who knows. I mean, there's so many things. We all know that the bosses are always the first one to take the hit and stuff there, but it's not always them. It could be everything. It could be somebody that didn't use their blinker in traffic. That drives me nuts. It's like, you're going to turn, flip your blinker on. It's not, rocket science is that little lever on the left side. Just flip it up or down. But, I'm not going to get going on it because I could rant for 20 minutes on that one there. But I know, and it bothers me when people say they're going to give up. It's like, don't give up. Please, 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 please don't give up. Those are the times that you have to dig in a little bit deeper. And I know sometimes you feel like I have nothing else to give. I can't keep going. I don't know where to go next. Sometimes it could be just something as simple as somebody saying, why don't you try this, or why don't you try that? So some of the things that I do when I get to that stressed out point and I just feel that, all I want to do is honestly use the F-bomb on everything. When I'm not on the radio and stuff there, oh yeah, I can make a sailor blush. I'm not going to lie about that one there, but once I finally sometimes you just have to do that and get it out of your system, and then you can go back to normal. But some of the things that I try to do when I get to that point to where I just don't feel like I can go on, or I need to eat that whole box of cookies, or I need to have that whole plate of brownies, I'll go for a walk. Sometimes just getting out, getting the fresh air, being out, where the sun can hit you. Me personally, I like cloudy and foggy days. That's when I'm happiest. That's what seems like. My migraines are better. I feel better. I'm more relaxed. When the sun's out, I seem like I've got to be working. I got to be moving. And I don't like the heat. I don't like the snakes. All that stuff that goes along with summer. I'm not a summer fan. But I still try to go for a walk or a hike once in a while. And it's probably a good thing that I don't have the microphone on, because there's times that I'll listen to my favorite music really, really loud in the house, and I do it when, so I don't upset the neighbors or nothing there, because I always try to be a good neighbor. But if you guys heard me singing, oh my goodness sakes, you'd never listen to a podcast again. I have a horrible singing voice. But that sometimes just hearing two or three, or if you have one favorite song, put it on repeat. Let it reverberate through you. Let it get at you moving. Let it, reinvigorate you. I found that really, really helps. Especially like if I want to, I'll go through a drive through the hills and stuff there, and I'll crank up the music to 3/4, roll the windows down, and just let the wind blow through. And it's kind of like it blows the stress off you. It just kind of recharges you. It's actually really good. And that's why I'm out there in the hills with nobody around, and that's where I'm singing, so that way nobody has to be subjected to it. I may have a good talking voice. I do not have a good singing voice, so I'm not going to be making it on any one of the singing competitions on TV anytime soon, because I wouldn't make it past the first round. It would be horrible. Another thing that I do that helps me out a little bit is I'll play with my fur baby. You guys are getting to know Willow a little bit and stuff there. As a matter of fact, as I'm recording this, I can look over in the floor and she's out cold, just snoring. I'm hoping that the microphone's not picking up her snoring, because, oh my goodness sakes, is she just going crazy. But I'll play fetch, play tug of war. We'll go outside. We'll sit on the deck together. There's times she'll just sit in my lap. Just anything there. It just seems like she can really, really help take the stress off. Like I said before, I go for a drive. It doesn't have to be up in the hills. It could be any place there. Just getting out of town for a few minutes, even if it's only a 15, 20-minute drive, sometimes that's enough for you to disconnect and just allow yourself to reset so you can take another run at it, so you can feel better. And you're probably going to freak out with this next thought that, it's rare that I do this, but I'm going to be honest, I do it from time to time, because there's just sometimes there is nothing that can help you like what a cookie can help you. I know I'm always saying don't go to the cupboard, don't do all this, but honestly, I would rather see you eat a cookie or two than just scrap your whole weight loss program. Just to throw it out the window and say, you know what, I give up. I'm going to go have 16 double cheeseburgers, 6 large fries, and I'm going to drink a 12 pack of pop. I would much rather see you, on the rare occasion, eat a cookie or two and raise your caloric intake just a little bit, because sometimes you have to feed the soul. There's just, we run so low, and we're going through these weight loss journeys together. There's just times where it's just like, you know what? It's just like, okay, I'm sacrificing a lot to get this weight off. I'm sacrificing a lot to be skinnier, to be healthier, so I can sleep better, so I can look better. But instead of scrapping that whole thing, I mean, you might have lost 30, 40, 50, 60, 200 pounds. I would rather see you eat a cookie or two than to scrap the whole program. Because most of the time when you have that, it's kind of like you get that craving out of you. And sometimes, I'll be honest, just that little piece of chocolate for me is enough to settle the monster down that's inside of me, because I keep him chained up because all he wants is, the brownies and the lemon meringue pie. And he wants me to drink a 12 pack of Mountain Dew every day, and all this. I mean, all he is just sitting there, just rah rah rah. You need to eat this, rah rah rah. You need to drink that, and it's like, no, I can't do this, because then I go backwards, and I'm afraid that if I start down that road, it's a road I can't come back off of. So, but I would still rather see you try to have something. It doesn't have to be a ton of calories. It's just something that basically you can say, okay, this is going to help you get through, and then put it away and be done. Don't sit down and eat the whole package. Don't sit down and eat a whole bag of tater chips, anything like that there. But sometimes, honestly, I think you just need to feed the soul a little bit there to make things basically come back into line. And that monster, like me, I keep inside locked up there, that eating monster, I can reshackle him back up again. I let him out for a little bit while I had the cookie or two. Now it's like, okay, now you go back and you be quiet and let me get on with my day. So I know that kind of goes against everything, but I've done it myself on a rare occasion, and it helps me to stay the course. So if that means running up against the bank while I'm trying to head down the river and stuff there, once in a while you're gonna smack the edges there, have a cookie or two, but that's it, and then keep right on moving. Allow yourself to heal up and recharge. Maybe talking to a family friend, family member, somebody in your in your religion, anything to try to help. Sometimes just that somebody listening for a little bit can make a big difference. I found it helps when I get to that point that I've got a couple good friends there that I'll just basically here it all comes and stuff there, and they allow me to get that off my chest. And it's like, it helps me to recenter and take another run at, this whole thing again, life, the journey, everything there. Maybe take a couple hours and watch your all-time favorite movie. Read your favorite book. We all have them. Sometimes and that will allow you to disconnect. To me, I like reading the books and stuff because it's kind of like you go into that world and you can forget about the current world that you're in. And it allows your mind to slow down and to relax a little bit and allow your imagination to kick in. We keep that so restricted anymore because we have to live in the now, the here and now, and we have to be, perfect all the time, and got to make sure that this is done and that's done, and it gets to be too much after a while. If you have your favorite movie, make sure watch that one there. Take a couple hours, treat yourself to a movie. Don't be on your phone, don't be on your computer, anything like that where there's just extra. Just focus on the movie or your book and allow your mind to slow down. Allow it to just say, okay, I don't have to listen to a bunch of different not podcasts there, but Zoom meetings. I don't have to read 500 emails. I don't have to answer the phone 600 times. All of that stuff wears on you, and it's such an information overload that I think that's why we decide at times, it's just like, I'm done. I'm checking out. I can't do this anymore because it is just simply too much. So what I try to do is I try to go back to these basics to get myself through, so I can just shut down and hopefully sleep at night and not have nightmares. But it doesn't always work. But all I can do is just keep trying. There's times that, like I said, I just want to chuck this whole program out the window. But I can't, the thought of giving up now after I've come so far and been on this road for so long, really, basically the guilt would eat me alive. I gotta be honest. Guilt has been a constant companion of mine. Pretty much my whole life and stuff there. I mean, there's always something that I personally will what if myself to death. What happens if this happens, or what happens if that happens, or what if I need this, or what if I need that, or what if that was the wrong decision, or what if I said the wrong thing to somebody, or you can really what if yourself right into the grave. So I have to be very careful with that, and I'm trying so hard to get the reprogramming done in my mind to say, okay, you need to quit doing what ifs. You got to live in the here and now once in a while. Not all the time, because I'm always planning ahead to make sure that my family's okay, my son's okay, to make sure that we got a roof over our head, the bills are paid, and that alone there is enough stress there to almost put somebody in the ground to try to keep. And then you add, everything else, food. You have to make sure that, health-wise is good, the vehicles are running, you're going to work, all the expectations are done for you. There is just so much out there, so you have to be really careful to not get too overwhelmed. And like I said, if you do, back off just a minute, take a break, say, you know what, I need a half hour, folks, to decompress, recharge, and reset, so that way I can take another run at this. And if they can't understand it, then at some point it comes down to self-preservation is what it comes down to. Is you have to protect yourself. You have to basically recharge. I mean, sometimes you have to think of yourself first. I'm the worst person in the world to say that, because I never think of myself first, and I get told that all the time. I put everybody else first. I think of everybody else first. What their needs, their desires, their wants, they always come first, and mine's always last. And then there's times that I just don't think I can go on anymore. So then my energy well that I have inside there runs empty. You can only keep taking from the same well for so long before the well dries up. You have to put water back into it. And for me, that's recharging. That's the drives in the hills. That's listening to the music. That's, just relaxing, playing with my puppy. That's what you have to do. And there are things out there that you can do that will allow you to recharge as well. At some point, you have to think of yourself first to protect everything that you've gone through so far. You may be only a week into your weight loss journey, but you're struggling. I mean, I struggled for the first few months trying to get everything going. The first 3 weeks, I'd have to say, are probably the worst because it's basically scientifically noted. It takes 3 weeks to change a habit and to establish a new one. So the first 3 weeks that you're putting your body through so many changes, your mind through so many changes, you're doing different things, you've upset the apple cart of your life, and it's very difficult. But all I can say is it's worth it. Like I said, you're going to have days like this, but focus on the positives and not the negatives. It is so very simple to focus on the negative. It seems to be so much easier than to try to think of, hey, you know what, when you look down, and to me, when you get just a stray text on your phone saying, hey, thinking of you, hope you have a bad day, yeah, that'd be a real good one. Hope you have a good day. Did you want to maybe grab some supper afterwards? Do you want to sit on the deck and talk? Just something, it can be just something as simple as hello. And knowing that somebody's thinking of you out there for just a few seconds can basically rescue you from a bad day. I know for a fact when I'm having a bad day and I look down at my phone and, I'm lucky enough to get something from my family or my son will text me saying, hey, this is what we're doing for supper or whatever. It's kind of like you threw me a lifeline and you're reeling me back into safety. It just, it really helps. And that's the things that you have to remember on the good days. Take into account, I still have stuff from when my son was in school, but love the things that your kids or grandkids, when they make something special for you at school, cherish those things, because those days will never come again. I still have stuff that my son made for me as back as when he was 3. I keep all that, and I'm probably going to embarrass him by saying that, but those are the things that keep me rooted in who I am and gives me a place to take off from. It gives me a chance to be stronger. that's something to me is the world. Another thing that that is good that I love is when I come home and I open the door and Willow's right there and freaking out and tail going crazy and everything else and stuff there. It's like, oh, okay, it's just like she's happy to see me. There's somebody in this world that's happy to see me. So I treasure that every day when I come home and I see her, and then we get to spend time together. It's wonderful. On the rare occasion that your boss tells you thank you and that you did a great job, it doesn't happen often, but cherish those days. Remember those to help pull you through, because we don't have enough positivity in our world. Everything is so negative. So remember those good days, as much as you can. And to me, after paying all the bills and making sure that we have a place to live, for me, having an extra $10 in the checking account, hey, it's just like, oh my goodness, I won the lottery. What am I going to do with all this? I know it sounds crazy, and you're thinking, what is wrong with you, Sean? Good Lord, really, $10? Well, to me, it's not the $10 so much. It's I know that I was able to pay all my bills on time, and I was able to pay them so I can live for another month, knowing that I have a roof over my head, I have internet, power, water, all those things that make life so much easier, but yet we have to go to work to make the money to pay for them. It's kind of a chicken and an egg thing. It kind of stinks, but trust me, I have been without power before. I have been without food before. I've been without gas in the truck before, where I couldn't afford to even drive to work. I mean, there were days I had to take a day off from work because I didn't have the money to put gas in the truck to make it to work. So I had to take a vacation day and make up some excuse saying why I wasn't going to be in, because I literally could not afford to drive to work. I have been down that far. From any time after my divorce and stuff there was, for years, I had to literally calculate my gas to get from point A to point B. And when somebody wanted to go out and do something, I had to literally sit there and think, do I have enough gas to do this and to still go out and basically go to work? Or if Alex needed something, where I needed to attend one of his, sports at the time, or if he was in ROTC or anything like that, I actually literally had to calculate out my fuel to make sure that I had enough. And there were times I didn't. And it's just like, what? I can't afford to go out. So then you find things to do. And a friend would come over to the house instead of us going out for supper. If I had enough food, there were times that there was barely enough food for Alex. You would think, well, good Lord, Sean, you're 300 pounds overweight. Yes, I was. And yes, but it was all the bad things I was eating. I was eating all the filler foods and everything there. So, yeah, I didn't have any money, sometimes that I had to make $50 stretch for 3 weeks. In food wise. And that was tough with a teenager growing up. It was a handful. But you know what? I'm proud of him, and I'm proud of how far I came as well, knowing that I was able to climb all those mountains and make it work. So I know I laugh about having an extra $10 in the bank, but to me that's huge, because I got all my bills paid, and in this day and age, being able to pay all your bills, that's an achievement anymore. That people don't take that into account, that how huge that is, and they're all paid on time. So, but is it a struggle? Yes. Do I get to do as much as I want to? No, thanks to inflation and thanks to everything else. Everything has gotten so unbelievably expensive that where I used to spend $30 in groceries now is $100. It's ridiculous, and the budget just doesn't allow for it. So that makes it even harder for my weight loss journey, because you have to buy the better foods to keep eating better. So it's a constant struggle, and it's a huge stress on me, but I still think I'm going down the right way. All my friends and family, they're all saying, you're looking better, you're looking healthy, so you have to weigh the pros and cons of it all. But just know that there's always good to look for. Every morning and stuff there, when I get my 2 cheesy brats for breakfast and stuff there, about half to 3/4 of one of the buns I throw out onto the ground there, and I have little sparrows. I'm up to, I think, like 2 dozen now, that they literally are sitting under the car next to me as I pull up in the parking lot. And so as soon as I get there, I throw the buns out and the bread out, and they just come in huge droves, huge flocks and everything else. And to me, that to me is, I'm giving back kind of, I'm not eating all those calories. They're helping me with the carbs and stuff there. But I also get to, say, here's something here, fill up your little tummies and stuff there a little bit better. So it helps, basically refill that well up again there that I'm always depleting, trying to help out, trying to do things, trying to just live. I mean, just that alone is enough. That'll drain you. There's times where I've seen it's really weird, but you see this beautiful little flower growing in the middle of a patch of weeds, or you see it growing in the middle of the driveway or the parking lot. And it's like, okay, there's something to be learned from there, because they're growing. It's a very, very harsh area. They're growing very adverse. And that's kind of, I think, the way we all are anymore, is trying to get through this life. It's such a handful. There's so much going on. It's so easy to focus on the negative that sometimes, and yeah, I struggle to find the positives myself. But I've learned through a lot of years of learning and holding grudges and everything else, that all that does is just basically eat you up. It doesn't do any good for you. So if you're having a bad day, you're taking around, you're thinking about chucking your whole weight loss journey right out the window, take some of these things that I've done there. I'm not sure if they'll work for you, but to me, that's what helps me. And see if they help you, so that way you don't. The worst thing I would hate to see is you're 3, 4, 5, 6 months down the road, and then all of a sudden you hit this brick wall, and it's just like, bam, okay, well, I can't. I'm done. I'm sick and tired of all this. I'm tired of the nightmare. I'm tired of the headache. I'm just done. And just try to, maybe listen to this podcast again, because I'm trying to do it on a positive level while trying to talk about all the negatives and stuff there. And just know you have basically an extended family now. Everybody listening to this podcast, anybody that's in my, following my Facebook page, they listen to me on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, all those. Just know that all those people, we're all in this together, and we're all pulling for each other. We're doing the best that we can. Just know that, all my good vibes and everything there, they go out to you. I want to be one of your biggest cheerleaders and stuff there, rooting you on, going, okay, you're going to get past the finish line, and then things, you'll be where you're at and where you want to be. You'll have the clothes you want. Just keep hanging on to all that stuff. Don't let the darkness win. I know it's so easy to give in to it, but do your very, very best to not let it win. Keep looking for all the good things. Sometimes, like I said, sometimes you just need to take 5 minutes, walk away, go sit down outside, and just allow yourself to basically decompress for a few minutes, take some deep breaths. Just don't think about anything for that few minutes. Don't let anything bother you, and allow your mind to slow down. Take a break. When you're on lunch break, maybe take a little bit of a walk. Me, for my lunch breaks every day, I sit out in my truck all by myself, because I need that half hour away from everything, away from the phone, away from questions, away from everything there, to allow myself to decompress and recharge in that half hour. So when I go back in, I basically start with a clean slate, things are feeling better, and then I can focus and do my job so much better. So that might be something that you want to do. They're just all little helps, anything to try to get you through again, so you don't fully give up. I know it's very easy to, and like I said, there's been many times that's okay, I'm done. I can't keep doing this anymore. But just know that I'm still going, and I've got your back. I know you got it. You're stronger than you give yourself credit for, because if you weren't strong, both mentally and physically, you wouldn't be going down this path. You wouldn't be, attempting to make your, take the weight off, to make the mental changes that go right along with it. You wouldn't be trying that. And I know there's some people out there that, they went through, and I've been personally told and stuff there that, basically I went through and I got the weight loss diet and surgery and everything else and stuff there, and I feel like I took the easy way out. I gotta be honest, because you've all heard episode 8 now and stuff there, considering the weight loss surgery. That is not an easy way. I've heard people, and not just, I've heard several people actually, honestly, swear in the Bible, tell me this, that they thought they took the easy way out. It is not the easy way out. I have seen what one of my closest friends have went through, and all the hell that she has went through to try to get the weight off, to protect her health, to protect her life. I mean, it really come down to protecting her life. And it's, it breaks my heart when she says she can't go on anymore, but that's what I'm here for. I build her back up. She didn't take the easy way. I mean, this past weekend and stuff, we spent the weekend together, playing cards and listening to music and stuff there. And she ate something that wasn't good for her, and then she paid the price for the rest of the day. And I felt so bad for her. And it's like, no, you just have to back up, take a break, and take another run at it. Just know, okay, well, that way didn't work. Let's try this road. Or if that one doesn't work, back up, try another road. Open another door. However, whatever analogy you want to use to help you get through it, just know that, there's always somebody out there rooting for you. And if it comes down to where I'm that person, hey, I'm honored. I want to do everything I can to try to help you to keep going down that road, the right road and stuff. Just know that, yeah, you're gonna run into the ditch once in a while. I do. So I have to be very, very careful about that there. But I have my tough days. You're going to have your tough days. But one thing I try to do is always focus on the positive. So don't chuck your whole weight loss program. Don't chuck it out the window, please. Don't give up on everything you've worked for, all the weight you've taken off. Just like I said, if you have to, just do it on a rare occasion. Have a cookie or two, or have that little piece of indulgence that you like. You might like truffles, or you might like lemon meringue pie, or cherry pie, or chocolate cake, whatever it is. But have a little piece of it. There's something to feed the soul, so that way you feel better. Give yourself the time to recharge. Sit down, take a break. Do whatever it is that you like. Like I said, watch a movie, read a book, go for a walk. There's so many different things, and then always look for the good. Trust me, that will pull you through. And then if worse comes to worse, listen to my podcast over and over again. I try to be very positive with everything, to tell you, hey, we're all in this together. Here's some ideas that help you get through. So hopefully there's something in the podcast that will help you when you struggle in days like this. I know that by talking to you guys, I know you think it's probably kind of funny, but by talking to you guys and talking to my family, my extended family out there, that helps me stay on the straight and narrow when I have bad days. By talking to you, it actually helps me. So not only am I trying to help you, you guys are helping me. So like I said, we're all in this together. We're helping each other out. We're one large extended family. It's amazing. You guys give me, the strength when you guys email me and talk to me. I have some people that have my phone number. They call me and ask questions. To me, we're working together on this, so that way we can all get through this and get to that finish line and be where we want to be. So just know that I'm always rooting for you. Always. I know you can do this. I have every confidence that you can do this. It's not easy, but just know that you've always got somebody rooting for you, somebody always behind you, somebody always supporting you, and that's me. And I hope that, I hope that's enough. If you have questions, you're welcome to email me at seangmorris@gmail.com. I'll do what I can to try to help out there. Just know that, you've always got somebody rooting for you, always somebody behind you. So don't forget that. So, but I'm going to end the episode now. Hopefully this helps you, gave you some ideas on how to handle the stress, and, maybe see something, see it from a different way. Or I'm not sure how the podcast help you, but I just hope there's something in there that can help you. So if it is something that you like, remember to, the podcast is growing. As of today and stuff, we had over 330 downloads and views and stuff there. So the podcast is really taking off. There's a lot of people there that are commenting, they're jumping in, they're liking. So make sure you like, you share, you follow, whatever the special word is, wherever you're at, whatever platform you're listening on, which is Spotify, Pandora, Apple. Make sure you go in and rate try to keep them positive, but rate the program. Maybe give it 5 stars, 4 stars, 3 stars. If something bothered you, let me know and stuff there. I'll try to help in that area, but I try to keep everything positive. So that's all I'm hoping that you would do is keep it positive. But just make sure you follow so you get all the updates from my Facebook page. Everything's stored there. There's a brand new link as you open it up on the feed. One of the first things is when you click on Bravery Within, what it does is it takes you to my Buzzsprout website and stuff, and all the podcasts and everything are all kept there. And it also tells you all the formats that you can literally click on. Spotify, Apple, there are so many of them. I think there's 15 different ways that you can listen to the podcast. You can click on it, and if you want to find a different format there to listen into or a different program, just go in and give me a 5-star rating if you like it. I mean, I really would appreciate it there. That way it helps us grow our family, because the more people that listen, the more we can help, the more we can support. We just keep growing and keep building. It just helps everybody out. So that's all I can ask for you to do. Tell your families and friends all about the podcast to try to help them out a little bit. But any positive comments would be wonderful. My YouTube page is really taken off, even though there's no video, but you can listen to my podcasts on there. Put comments in, you can like it, follow it. Whatever the technical term is, honestly, I have a hard time keeping up with all that stuff there, but I keep trying. So now that I've burnt up 45 minutes of your day and stuff, I want to say thank you for taking me along and everything else. Remember, you got this. I believe in you. There's no doubt about it there. I will always believe in you. I know you're going to get to that finish line. You're going to get to where you want to get to. You're going to meet your goals. You're going to surpass your goals. I mean, not just meet them, but you're going to surpass them. So just remember, you got this. I'm proud of you. And I can't say enough good things about it there. Just don't chuck the whole program out the window because you had a bad day. Hang in there. Try it again the next day and just keep rolling at it. That's all I do. So like I'm going to do, as always there, I'm going to end the episode there with my dad joke of the day. I'm hoping this one doesn't get too many groans. So here we go. Just a little piece of advice from me today. I wouldn't ever buy anything Velcro. It's a total ripoff. Yeah, I know it. I can hear you groaning. I know it. All right. Thanks, everybody there. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for making the podcast as popular as they are and as amazing they are. Remember to like, hit everything, follow along there. And remember, you got this. I'm proud of you. Let's get through this together. All my love and support, Sean.